Hey guys, welcome back again. I got a 2006 Chevy Corvette, which I'm gonna have the pleasure of removing this factory head unit and replace it with a Pioneer NEX model double din in-dash with a backup camera and satellite direct Sirius XM tuner. So just keep on following and I'll show you the steps of removing this radio. This is the first Chevy Corvette I work on, or at least, newer year. This one's 2006, and if you notice the manual that I pulled out from the dash kit, it'll give me step-by-step instructions on what to remove, and also a little diagram that they print on there that I'm gonna follow. So pretty much if you're doing one of these, make sure you get the dash kit, get the proper one. Metro Online or Metro Electronics sells nice kits there that they make designed for the cars, and usually they're very handy with the manuals, and that's what I'm going to follow to make sure that I remove the dashboard according to the directions that are written there. Be very careful. You must remove this, and it's really tight, so it feels like it's going to break when I was trying to insert something in here to pull it up, but luckily I held it with my hand while inserting something in here and prying it up or lifting it up out of the way, and then finally unsnapped. And you got to unplug it, and the reason you got to take this off, if you could see, there's two screws here, so you got to remove those as part of the removal for the dash bezel that goes around the radio. So after removing this and removing the two screws, 9/32 heads on this edge, the instructions say to just start lifting the dash off out of the way and removing the panel. Once removing it, you're going to remove 4 screws behind this panel, 2 holding the radio from this side and 2 on the other side, and the radio is going to slide off. And of course you got to unplug the antenna. So upon removing the dash, I noticed that the left side came off really easy, but the right side is tight. I mean, it feels like I'm gonna break it just pulling it. So what I started doing was removing it little by little from here, and I'm gonna work myself around the right side, which already came off from here. I just got to figure out what's holding it here, even though the direction doesn't say that there's any other screws involved. So I'm thinking it's just a tight clip that doesn't want to come off. So I'm just gonna try to pull it and take it off from the dash. All right guys, I took off the dash bezel and snapped it how the manual said. I went ahead and removed 1, 2, 3 screws on each side, left and right. The manual says 4, but you got to remove the other extra 2 that are holding this piece here, because this is clips on top of the radio right here. So if you remove the other screws, so if you remove the screws just for the radio, it's not going to come off unless you remove the other 2. So you got to just take these 2 screws, this one and the one on the right, drop this, and then the radio will slide out. And of course, once again, just unplug it from the back. You should be good. This is with the factory radio on the left side, and this is the new one mounted on its own kit already, ready to be bolted on the same bolt pattern as the original one. So I'm going to be using this PEC Audio RP5GM11 to wire it up to the original manufacturer wire harness. All the colors are going to match. Also, what's cool about this interface is that it's going to give you the parking light or parking brake wire that you'll attach straight from the original radio harness, or should I say the Pioneer harness will have this green wire which goes to the parking light or parking brake again to this interface. It'll have an output for it. It'll also have a reverse output, so when you shift into reverse, the backup camera input turns on, and it also retains the chime. Normally the factory one it goes out through the speaker, but this one's in a separate little piezo tone generating device that'll be tucked away behind the dashboard, and it'll also do the steering wheel controls as well. So with the radio mounted back in reverse order of how it was installed from the factory, it bolts on the same way. The bezel snaps back on, and there you go. And now if I shift into reverse, you see the image back there from the camera, and then the OnStar still works, which I've already tested out.
OnStar ready. Thank you. Goodbye.
So I'll see you guys in the next install that I get, and hopefully this video has been helpful for you.